Hello, everyone. I'm Chris Kapches, president of Chestnut Park Real Estate. And today I'm going to provide you with the April market report for the Greater Toronto Area. As a preliminary comment, I should mention that this market that we're in is, I guess at best, a fractured market because it's not operating in a homogeneous way. And in a moment, I'll explain what I mean by that. I should begin by stating that there's already been some commentary on the April market results, and for the most part, it's been kind of negative. And the two main reasons for that is one, that the number of sales that took place in April of 2024 are actually less than the number of sales that took place in April of 2023. So we had a negative variance. Negative variance about 5%. This year we had 7,114 properties sold. Last year there were 7,487. And that's all property types, including condominiums. And that's important because we'll touch on the condominium market and what it's doing as we move forward. Also, the other area that is causing some negativity is the number of new properties coming on the market, and ultimately the total number of active listings that we have by the end of the month. New listings in 2024, 16,941. Last year there was only 11,509. Active listings take us at the end of the month to 18,088. Last year at the end of April there were only 10,373. That's almost a 75% increase. So a reduction in sales and a massive increase in listings. First response to that is that the market is actually not operating in a particularly robust way. The reason I said that the market was fractured is because when we do a deeper dive into the market, we see that there is a real disconnect between what's happening in the freehold market as opposed to what's happening in the condominium market. Overall, all sales took place in 19 days, and all sales took place at 102% of their asking price. That's including all condominium apartments. If we extract condominium apartments and look at detached and semi-detached properties, the numbers are quite startling, and quite startlingly positive. Detached properties, they sold in 15 days at 103% of their asking price for really quite an amazing price of $1,822,000. Semi-detached properties, unbelievably fast pace. They all sold for 108% of their asking price, and in only 12 days. And in the 905, they sold for 106% of their asking price, and in only 13 days. If we're to drill down to some of the neighborhoods in the city of Toronto, for example, the eastern districts, all semi-detached properties sold at 112% of their asking price, and in only, and it's remarkable, only 10 days. The 905 semi-detached properties, they all sold for $1,139,000. In the 416, all semi-detached properties sold for $1,365,000, 20% higher than the 905. But those numbers indicate the market is actually really robust. So regardless of the fact that sales were down, and regardless of the fact that the number of listings were up there, those properties that did sell sold very quickly, and they also sold for robust average sale prices. It's the condo sector that isn't doing well. That's where the disconnect is, and when the fracturing of the marketplace is taking place. Condos took 26 days to sell compared to the 12 days, 13 days, 15 days, 19 days for detached and semi-detached properties. The average sale price for condos in the entire GTA region, $728,000. Sales were down by 9.5% year over year. Not encouraging for the condominium market. Listings, though, were up dramatically, and those listings accounted for the overall increase in listings. For example, in April, there were 5,542 listings. That accounts for 33% of all the listings that came out. And at the end of the month, active listings were 7,015 for the entire Greater Toronto Area. That's 40% of all the inventory that was available. So condominium apartments are accounting for a large part of the increase in new listings and for the overall inventory at the end of the month. So one might say, if that's the case, and they're coming in at 728,000, why aren't more condominiums selling? Why are they off 9.5% month over month, year over year? Well, I think there's a number of reasons that speak to that. Clearly, one of them is affordability, and I'll talk about that in a moment. But I think there's also the concept that maybe condominium apartments may not be the right property choice. And there's reasons for that. First of all, I think a lot of the properties that are coming onto the market are investors that had anticipated continuing increases in average sale prices that are not materializing. And then on top of that, you have the issue of financing, which has increased dramatically over the last 3 or 4 years. So some investors are, to use a cliche, bailing, trying to get rid of their investment properties, and in some cases even taking a loss. So a lot of those properties are coming to the market. There's also a sector of the market called assignments, where it's not quantifiable because it's not like on an MLS system where we can see how many properties are there, but they're playing a kind of a large shadow market as it affects condominium apartments. Again, perhaps creating a psychological deterrent to condominium buyers that perhaps that market is unstable and hence we're not getting a lot of participation in that market. But I think even more important is affordability. Essentially, condominium apartments have shrunk fairly dramatically. Since 2017, the average size of a condominium apartment being built in the City of Toronto is 659 square feet. Before that, before 2017, and for about 20 years, the average size of a condominium apartment was in excess of 1,000 square feet. So now condominium buyers are looking at fairly small spaces. As I said, on average, a little over 650 square feet. Most of the sales that are taking place are in the central core. The average price in the central core came in at $829,000 in April. So still pretty lofty prices in the central core. In order to buy the average price condo in the central core, you would need a household income of about $175,000. Canada Mortgage and Housing Corporation reports that the average household income in the central core is about $109,600. So we clearly have a disconnect between household income and average sale prices, making also affordability a key factor in the case of condominium apartment purchases. So what we have in April is a very strong ground level marketplace, detached and semi-detached properties, a weak condominium apartment marketplace, and I can't see that that's going to change anytime soon. In addition to that, without the bank reducing its lending rate, the Bank of Canada, we won't see a real change in this activity as we head into the month of May. I suspect in May we're going to see a repetition of what we saw in the month of April, and perhaps that will continue right through until June, unless the bank comes out with a very positive statement that the rates are coming down, or we get to June and the bank, as is anticipated, reduces the benchmark rate. That's what's plaguing the market right now. Uncertainty, affordability issues, and now we're starting to see more supply. So, in a way, as I said, a kind of a destabilized, fractured market. Complicated, but I look forward to next month when we can see how this market is unfolding into May, so that we can explain a little bit better and hopefully a little more clearly where ultimately this market is heading as we move into the second half of 2024. So until the next report, stay well. I look forward to providing it to you. Thank you.